In today's video, we're going to be pitting BandLab's mastering algorithm to that of a professional mixing and mastering engineer. Welcome back to the Home Studio Simplified channel. My name is Robert McClellan, and this channel exists to simplify the complexities of the home studio and to help you make professional sounding music in a less than professional space. In today's video, we're going to battle it out with BandLab's mastering algorithm versus that of a mastering engineer. By the way, before we get into today's topic, we are about to hit 10,000 subscribers here on the channel. Thank you all so much who have subscribed thus far. If you are not a subscriber, this would be a great time for you to do so. I've actually gathered together a bunch of awesome sponsors who are more than happy to give away some free plugins in the giveaway that we're having here on the channel. Link will be in the description below. One of the first complexities that we're going to simplify today, and a question that I get asked quite a bit here on the channel, is why would you master your track if it already sounds good in its currently mixed state? Now that's a great question. And most individuals understand what mixing is, right? I mean, you simply take a collection of recorded takes or tracks, you fly them into a DAW, and then you proceed to balance them all to fit together cohesively. Now, this balancing act involves everything from level adjustments to frequencies that may be overpowering or masking the mix, all the way into even adding space for the various elements of the mix to breathe. Now, while this can be very time-consuming, if a song is mixed well, it will in fact sound as if it's ready to be released for the whole world to hear. However, I'm sure you've heard an awesome mix that you've just poured over fall flat on its face when played back through another source. This is usually the case when taking a song from our studio space into the car. Now, this is where mastering comes into play. If you'd be so kind as to allow me some creative license, I'm going to give you an analogy that might better help you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Now, music production in and of itself can be likened to a painting. The initial idea of the song sets the stage for the next elements, and that song idea that you just had becomes the canvas, and the elements that make up that song are sort of like sketches. And once the drawings begin to take shape, a clearer picture is then defined, and the picture is arranged in such a way to pull the viewer into the scene. From here, the artist can then begin adding some coloration to the canvas. The various plugins that you use and those that are utilized within your mixes are like brushes. All of them serve different purposes and allow the painting to come to a desired result. For instance, a little EQ here for some clarity, some reverb here for some depth and perspective, until the initial shapes become recognizable to the viewer. Now, normally what sets apart an average painting from a masterpiece are the small details that are often overlooked by the beginner. These small strokes make a difference between an amateur painting that resembles what the artist might be trying to convey and a professional painting that is well defined and displays to anyone viewing it the intent of the artist. Now, mastering is just that, simply putting the finishing touches on an already great mix to get it to that next level of quality. Okay, so now to give you a more nerdy explanation. Mastering a song involves taking a mix and putting the final touches on it by elevating certain sonic characteristics. This can involve aspects like adjusting levels, applying stereo enhancement, and monitoring for clicks and pops, or anything that could actually distract the listener from the music itself. The end result is a polished, clean sound that is optimized for consistent playback across different formats and systems, even the car. Likewise, mastering makes the sound cohesive across the record and prepares the music for different distribution formats, such as vinyl or MP3, AAC streaming services, such as Spotify and broadcast. Now, in today's world, mastering is necessary to create that finished sound that you hear every day in everything, from television commercials to radio and even your streaming platforms. Okay, so this brings us to the next question. Why would you choose BandLab's mastering platform over the other various mastering platforms that are already out there, or a mastering engineer? Now, I have to say right out of the gate, a human touch is always the best approach when it comes to mastering a project. However, some may not have the finances, the knowledge, or even the confidence to master their own work. In situations like this, BandLab allows you to instantly master your tracks with the world's leading online mastering service. And what would normally take years of experience can be heard in just a few minutes with the fastest, best sounding, and truly free artist-driven mastering tool that's integrated right within the platform. Once again, full disclosure, mastering is a beautiful blend of art and science. And because of this, nothing can beat experienced ears. Now, BandLab can help your music sound its best, but if you have the means, we definitely all highly recommend finding and supporting professionals that are in the field. Okay, so now let's say that you've got a project that's ready for mastering. Let's talk about some preparation that you need to put in place before you get to that next phase. Now, the first step in getting your music ready for mastering, obviously, is to make sure that your mix is well balanced and that it sounds exactly how you want it to sound. Now, a good rule of thumb for most engineers is that mastering can take a good mix and make it sound great, but it cannot fix a mix that's full of problems. Mastering is not a be-all, end-all solution to fixing a bad mix. It's for taking a good mix and making it better. So now with those preliminaries out of the way, let's talk about how you would prepare that final mix then for the mastering. Here's a few rules to think about. First off, make sure that your track isn't clipping. Distortion can ruin a track, and there's no way to remove these unpleasant artifacts in the mastering phase. Tip number 2 is don't overcompress your master track. In fact, leaving a little bit of headroom is key for ensuring that your track is going to sound amazing after it's been mastered. In fact, a typical mastering engineer will require that your pre-mastering mix set somewhere between -8 dBs to -4 dBs of headroom. Tip number 3 is to avoid using too many master effects. Now, a little bit of global reverb is fine, although aux sends and buses are ideal, but if you go too far, it can actually cause issues in the mastering phase. Tip number 4 is to listen carefully for over-accentuated frequencies. If the bass is too muddy, try adding a high-pass filter to clean up or remove excess or inaudible frequencies. If the mids are troubled, try reductive equalizing to highlight the most important sonic aspects of each track. And lastly, tip number 5, as stated before, balance is key. Make sure that you're happy with how each track sits in the mix and relates to each other. This not only means in volume, but also in painting and the space that each track lives in. Oh, and I almost forgot, take a break from mixing before exporting your final version. Your ears are likely to tire after a long session. After all, you're only human, so taking 10 minutes of silence every hour of mixing will do wonders for any mix. All right, now let's hear what a difference that the mastering process can do for a mix that's already been mixed and balanced well. All right, so in typical home studio simplified fashion, we're also going to throw in a little element of fun here. So I've been mixing and mastering now for over 20 years, and I'm going to be pitting my skills against that of BandLab's algorithm just to see which, in my opinion, sounds better. Now keep in mind at the end of the day that all of this is very subjective when it comes to how a mix sounds, and so one person's great mix might be another person's mix, and one person's awesome master might be another person's okay master. So let's go ahead and take a listen, and you can be the judge for yourself. By the way, leave a comment in the comment section down below which one was your favorite, my master or the master of BandLab's. Likewise, we're going to be turning off the screen so that you have nothing to look at, no visual aids to help you to make a decision. And we're also going to be A/Bing blindly back and forth between the two. And at the end of this listening session, we're going to reveal which master was which. All right, so fire up your studio monitors or a good set of headphones, and let's begin to take a listen.
Of this present hour is ever looming. The pressure to perform is all-consuming. We bare our souls just to get a life and filter out these scars inside. Remember to subscribe and follow me. Tired of this numbers game, just to see who's winning. Pursuing shallow fame seems so unforgiving. I follow you, you follow me to the depths of depravity. Words hold no weight and there is no gravity. The sickness that this world is going through has opened up my eyes to see the truth. And when you find that I have nothing left to give, and then you act as if I have never lived. I think it's finally time that I peel back this curtain. Can you handle the big reveal, though I'm quite uncertain? Maybe if I give enough, somehow I can buy your love, burning my candle at both ends. And I'm wearing the sickness that this world is going through has opened up my eyes to see the truth. And when you find that I have nothing left to give, then you act as if I have never lived, but I'm alive. I'm still alive. Whoa. Talk is cheap, give me change. That's all I'll need to make this whole burning love. What you say won't be enough to make me fall before the idol that this world has raised in ignorance. I'll boldly stand for what is right and keep on walking in the light. When I have drawn my final breath, my conscience clean before my death, I'll raise my voice in victory, 'cause pride has not defeated me. There's a world to love outside yourself and a life to live with someone else. The sickness that this world is going through has opened up my eyes to see the truth. And when you find that I have nothing left to give, then you act as if I have never lived. I'm tired of this numbers game, just to see who's winning.
Well, I hope you found this video informative and maybe even had some fun at the same time that you were learning. Thank you all so much once again for subscribing, and yet again, remember there is a giveaway that's going on, and the link is included in the description below. And before I go, let me drop the motto on you. We can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together, we can achieve so much more.